How you doing, YouTube? This is Chris Mizo here with another video to let you know exactly what Nintendo is doing if the Switches are coming. Make sure to stay tuned to watch the whole video because I'm going to let you know exactly what Nintendo is doing currently. So make sure to hit that like button if you like videos like this. Make sure you don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below and that notification bell. But let me get straight to the point here. Hey, first off, I want to let you guys know I've seen a disturbing amount of people willing to buy these Nintendo Switches off of scalpers. And do you know what I think about personally? Don't buy it. And I'll tell you why. Because you're going to cause an increase in demand from the scalpers, so they're going to raise these Nintendo Switches to $500 to $600, which is crazy. So please refrain from buying from any scalpers, because you know what's going to happen? It's forcing them to reduce their prices because people are not buying their Nintendo Switches, which equals less demand for the scalpers. If there's less demand for the scalpers, they're going to either have to charge cheaper or they're going to have to return it back from where they bought it from. And hence, you get your Nintendo Switch and for a regular price. Also, on a side note, let alone from scalpers, you'll see people trying to sell Nintendo Switches for dirt cheap. I mean, you'll see them selling a brand new one for $250 or $200, even as low as $120 I saw it for. But you'll see usually those offers on OfferUp or LetGo or even on eBay. But you want to refrain from buying from them as well, because more than likely it's a scam, because what they try to do is they'll try to charge you for the shipping label for that Nintendo Switch. They'll pay for that shipping label, which is like maybe $10 or $20, and they'll end up pocketing that $20 to their bank account. Guess what never comes to your house is the Nintendo Switch. So please be careful, and you do not want to waste your hard-earned money or your hard-earned saved up money on a scam. Just wait until it gets in stock in your local retailer. Just try to have the patience for it, because I will tell you, it is coming. Nintendo Switch will be coming to your local store. But let me update you on exactly what's going on with Nintendo so you get an idea of what's going on at least. Nintendo, you're gonna be breaking people's hearts again. But before I get to that, let me let you know the good news, at least out of this current situation. The Nintendo Switch lights are back in stock in practically every retailer you can imagine. So you can go to your local retailer, Best Buy, Walmart, Target, wherever you get your Nintendo Switch from or planning to get it from. More than likely, they'll have those lights in stock in those stores. They even have it on Amazon. You can actually get all the different colors, and you can actually get different bundles. So that's the great news about it. Seems like Nintendo has finally caught up. And I've seen the question people been asking me, like, why has the lights been in stock more than the actual Nintendo Switch? And the reasoning for that is because their light is their newer product. So they already had that demand ready for this year. They already had the lights in production. They made less regular Switches because they thought the lights would be more popular because it's cheaper and that's their newer product. So they figured that would go out, and the battery life is I believe better on them as well. Okay, so enough about that Switch light. You probably want the Switch. You want to have that dock so you can hook up the Switch to the TV. That's the whole point of it being called a Switch, right? But if you're not looking for the light, let me tell you, you might want to take a seat for this if you're not already. Well, remember how I said that Nintendo is planning to boost production on the Switches, and how they plan to make at least 21 to 22 million units at least out for every store, so that way everybody can get their Switch? Well, you're probably not going to be surprised, but something happened. Currently, they have lockdowns in place. That's in Malaysia and in the Philippines. You're probably thinking, what's that have to do with anything? And, well, it has to do with a lot. It's because in Malaysia and Philippines, they actually create a lot of their parts for their Nintendo Switches there. So because of the current lockdown, they're unable to get the parts that they need to build their Nintendo Switches. Malaysia is where they have their PCBs for the Nintendo Switches, which is the printed circuit boards for the Switches. And in the Philippines, they actually have the components that attach to those PCBs. So without those two components, you're not going to really build a Switch without them, because you need that circuit board in there. I believe that their lockdown is being lifted currently. They're going a little bit later on the lockdown, which is really good news for them. So that means that less lockdowns, hence more Nintendo Switches that's going to be on the way to your local store. So what Nintendo believes is that they won't really be in full production until probably about the fall time or the holidays of 2020. That is a long time away, right? But I gotta say something. Because the Xbox Series X is coming out and so is the PS5, that's gonna make very, very tough competition for Nintendo. And I don't really believe that they're gonna postpone that long, and more than likely you have been seeing those Nintendo Switches coming to your local store, but you've probably just been barely missing it. More than likely you'll probably end up getting your Nintendo Switch a lot sooner than what Nintendo is saying, I believe, because they're gonna still have that production and there's gonna be people selling Switches, because more than likely the lockdown in your current state is more than likely to go away. On a side note, if you're looking for a Nintendo Switch and lockdown is being lifted, I have a tip for everybody who is looking for a Nintendo Switch. More likely in your state, the GameStop has not been doing curbside delivery, neither, but Best Buy has been doing the curbside. So forget Best Buy in this whole equation, because more than likely you're probably not going to find that Nintendo Switch there. But if you go to your GameStop, if you go to your local GameStop, on the very first day when the lockdown is lifted, more than likely you might have a really good chance of getting that Nintendo Switch, because it's just been sitting in that store the whole time. So try to arrive to your local GameStop or a local store that you know of that was affected by the lockdown, so that way you can get your Nintendo Switch. So remember, if your state is opening June 1st, make sure to arrive at that store that morning on June 1st, because maybe some people are thinking the same idea I'm thinking, but more than likely you will get your Nintendo Switch that way. That's just a tip on the side note. I've been seeing the love on my channel. I wanted to thank you guys so much for subscribing to my channel. It really, really means a lot to me. Thank you so much. I'm already surpassing 450 subscribers, and I thank you everybody for that. If you're not a subscriber already, make sure to think about it. If you do like this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below, and don't forget to hit the like button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. Make sure you follow my Twitter handle down below for all my newest updates. I'll keep you guys up to date as much as I can. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Chris Mizo, signing out.